Why buy right now? What do you like
Yes.
about this market when we cannot? Look, I'm looking at the Dow off 9%.
Right. Well, you're setting the question up is why would I be buying because the market is down? And my answer is, of course, exactly the opposite, which is it's precisely because I can buy stocks across the board at a minimum of 30% discount from a month ago, and in some cases a 90% discount. In other words, Warren Buffett put it best in his 1997 annual letter, going way back, where he says, most people understand if they are going to be buyers of hamburgers for the rest of their lives, they would, of course, prefer that hamburgers be lower in price in buying anything. People only get confused when it comes to stocks because they panic and they take their signals from the market.
So Warren Buffett's gone through a lot. He's never gone through a pandemic like this. How can you step in here when you might go down? We've got notes here from Deutsche Bank saying a severe global recession is coming. The range of possibilities is so vast right now. This could be, you're trying to catch a falling knife here.
Yes, and look, my hands are cut up right now because I've been buying slowly and steadily on big puke out days like today for the past couple of weeks. Ever since the market fell, let's say 15% or so, and it's now down 30%, a little more than 30%, I guess, from its peak. So catching a falling knife requires a strong stomach, but I guess, historically, history is on my side. I went back and I studied times when the market has fallen 30% from its peak, and on average, when the market has fallen, the S&P 500 between 30 and 35%, the 3-month return is 5.2%, the 6-month return is 8.6%, and the 1-year return is 13.7%. And even if you look at the absolute worst performance after a 30% drawdown, there are periods in the short term where the market has gone down further, but there has never been a single time in history, not in the Great Depression, which was the worst stock market drawdown ever, 82% on the Dow over a number of years. Not even then was there ever a time if you bought the market down 30% or more where you weren't above where you bought 3 years later.
Hey, Whitney, I know you're friends with Bill Ackman. Did you watch his interview? Have you talked to him? Have you heard about this? I mean, at times it was on CNBC. At times it was dark. And then he said he was also buying stock. He got emotional. Some people saying he moved the market. What's your take on what he's saying?
Yeah, Bill is a good friend. I did watch it. And Bill has absolutely nailed this. A month ago, right at the market peak, he foresaw exactly what would happen. So all credit to him. He is also exactly right that there needs to be very, very strong measures for social distancing and so forth, not just in the United States, but really around the world. He is also exactly right, and this is, I think, getting lost in what he said. I think people misunderstood what he said. He did not predict total calamity and that Hilton is going bankrupt, for example. He owns Hilton stock. He's one of the largest shareholders, and he is buying it today. What he is saying is that if we do nothing and let this virus go parabolic, the exponential growth that occurs in the absence of social distancing and other measures, then all of these bad things are going to happen. But he also he didn't really quite say it, but he said it implicitly when he said we're buying every single stock in our portfolio today, and we have been for the last few days, because we are taking these social distancing steps and so forth. So the only place where I think reasonable people might disagree is whether we need an entire 30-day quarantining, a total 100% lockdown of the entire planet Earth, which is what Bill said, in order to combat that. That is effectively what China did in the city of Wuhan and really in the province, the Hubei province. to a lesser extent around the whole country. We know that that would work in halting the spread of the virus. The question is there would be enormous, much further economic damage and so forth if we did that. So the real question is can we do something somewhat more limited? Do heavy duty social distancing, for example, in cities like Seattle and New York, where we know we've got a real cluster of coronavirus. But is it really necessary in rural America, for example? Do all restaurants in the United States need to close, or just in urban areas, or maybe just in urban areas where you know you've got a cluster of coronavirus cases? Honestly, I'm torn on that. Bill is not torn. He believes that, better safe than sorry, and we've just got to shut the entire world down for 30 days.
Whitney Tilson with Empire Financial, great to get your thoughts on Bill Ackman and also going into this market, which you say is the best opportunity for investors since the financial crisis. Thanks so much.
My pleasure.
Hey investors, Zach Guzman here. Are you interested in learning more about the markets and getting the latest financial news? Well, then click right here to subscribe to our Yahoo Finance YouTube channel. Get the latest up-to-the-minute market analysis, big interviews in the world of finance, and information on how to manage your money every day wherever you are.